What is going on, my today people? My name is Wendy, and I really appreciate you all joining me yet again for another. Now, on today's entry, we're going to be talking a little bit about ESG. Michael Oher claiming that he indeed was blindsided. I swear you can't make this up. Trump's new set of indictments. They finally hit him with the RICO, but let's see how Teflon Don really is. Wayne Brady, for some reason, deciding that we'll get there when we get there. The goon squad in Mississippi finally being convicted. We need more of that. All right. Also, the deadly home explosion in Pennsylvania. Hurricane Hillary barreling towards Cali right now. I hope those people are bracing for impact. And of course, the tragic fire in Maui. Condolences and rest in peace. I swear, conspiracy theories, they just always seem to follow tragic events. I don't know if that's just human curiosity, ingenuity, creativity. I don't know what it is, but that's always the case. Also, we'll talk a little bit about Paramount's not for resale, apparently, of BET, etc., to Tyler Perry, and much, much more. But first, you already know how this goes. Dear future robots, we should all know by now that reality is up to interpretation. Truth an illusion, and our body's merely a uniform. As robotic body parts become more commonplace and advanced, how will it affect the psyche of future human beings? At least by then, calling someone biracial will finally make sense. I never really got that here. One human race, right? Hey, but let's start the show. This entry is gonna be fun, y'all. I can already feel it, and I hope y'all enjoy it. All right, we officially have our first guest joining us for Scrap Metal Media. I was a guest on his show, so it only makes sense, reciprocity. I'll let him introduce himself when he gets here, though. How have these past 2 weeks been for y'all, man? Mine have been busy. I think 2 weeks was the last time I spoke to you. Yeah, I think that was. But it's been a lot going on, man. From birthdays, I had 2 in July, my son and my wife, and then the one in the second week of August, my daughter, excuse me, and having to get them ready for school. Like the school year started right after that. Man, very expensive little corridor of the year. That whole July, August section of it, man. I can't front, but I love them to death, and anything for them, man. But yeah. Also, I mean, I got a lot of friends as well in this whole Cancer and Leo season type situation, or whatever y'all zodiac people call it. Salute to y'all, man. Nothing but love. All right. But yes, the first full week of school just happened. My little man is now a kindergartner. I literally remember holding him in my arm like a football. Now just catching him try to walk like me is so funny. And I get the little sniffles, man. I love it, really. Respect to the good parents out there, by the way, for making it through this first week of school. First real week. This year, for some reason, in Seminole County, the school year started on a Thursday. I don't get it either. So I called that Monday the first real official week. But hey, shout out to y'all. I never knew dropping them off for the first time would be so tough. No one warned us. My wife literally cried the first day, y'all. No joke. I tease her about it, but it really was sad. I had to hold back a few thug tears myself. I'm not even gonna front. I pray that the Creator keeps your children and family safe this whole school year. And love, nothing but love, man. Peace and love. We got a lot to get to, man. I'm not even gonna front. And my guest is just walking in now, so let's jump right into Scrap Metal Media. All right, let's go. Scrap Metal Media. Welcome to Scrap Metal Media, where all news is two-faced. Take it or leave it. Y'all, Like I told y'all, we were expecting a guest today. All right. I'm going to let him, as I told y'all, introduce himself. Go ahead, do your thing, bro.
What up, what up, what up? How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Valley G, the Gizzard, 1/3 of the Session Podcast in the building. Happy to be here
I
for Scrap Metal
appreciate you.
Media.
Hey, appreciate you pulling up, man. I'm honored, first of all. You are officially the first guest.
Hey,
Uh,
I had no
yeah,
idea. All right, cool,
that I've
cool.
had on this show. So I appreciate you pulling up and doing this with me.
Happy to be here.
Honestly, it's making my life a little easier. I'm, I'm not even gonna front. But I hate to do this to you, bruh. Today's episode today's version of Scrap Metal Media, yes, it is with a guest. I hope y'all enjoy it. But we got to start on a somber note. Unfortunately, we're going to talk about two what I would call tragedies, and we got to pay the respects first. All right, the first is going to be the uh, Maui wildfires. Condolences to those victims.
Yeah,
All
everyone
right,
affected by that.
prayers go up to the family. Rest in peace, all of that, man. It's definitely a sad situation. Uh, when I last I saw it was 113
And counting.
lives gone
Yeah,
and counting.
yeah, still collecting the total.
It's crazy, y'all. And honestly, we're in a time where no matter what tragedy it is, se- no matter how bad seemingly it is, conspiracy theories always come up. All right. I've heard for this tragedy alone, like 3 different ones.
Already?
Yeah, bro. They got one where they were talking about a beam that was shot down from some kind of like drone craft to start the fire in order to get that island cleared out so that big multinational corporations can come in and build and do what they want, but just to clear out a lot of the old residents.
Hmm.
What you think about that, bro?
It doesn't sound out of the realm of
Of
possibility.
course,
I
of course.
I don't know how likely it
Okay.
is, but I
Right.
mean,
It's
if
a wild one to me, bro. It feels very fiction.
But
Like
you know what? What doesn't help is we don't have a lot of information on how it started. I
right.
still haven't heard anything released on how
Oh,
that fire originally, you know.
hold on, weren't they trying to blame the electric company or something like that?
See, that's new information to me. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I had seen that they were claiming that the electrical company wasn't keeping up with some equipment or something like that. Very similar to the massive fire. What was it last year in California?
Those were outbreaks, but I thought those were also, you know, the contributing factors for the, you know, wildfires in California was the weather, obviously being so
Oh,
dry.
well, I'm sure to
You know what I
contribute
mean?
for
Okay,
sure.
so I mean, and that's
Yeah.
kind of a in my mind, you know, that's more of a common occurrence
Hmm.
in that state. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because it's so dry. And, you know, back to the whole climate change and global warming thing. So, I mean,
Right.
you know, the Maui thing, I'll say this, there's been
Hmm.
I can see why conspiracy theories are popping up just because one of the things I noticed that was pointed out was a lot of the celebrities that own property out there close to that area, their areas of land weren't affected. I know like uh, I was reading through Bezos, uh, Mark Zuckerberg,
Hmm.
Oprah, and a couple other folks have, you know, Will Smith have a whole bunch of property out there, man. It's kind of wild
Yeah.
that you know local residents got hit, but y'all are good. Like
Right.
none of y'all stuff got touched, so I could see why, you know, maybe a couple of those type of conspiracy theories are popping up, man. But who really knows? You know what I mean?
It's crazy, man. And like you said, who really knows? At this point, I think all of that is just really hurtful, being that people really did lose family, property, all that kind of stuff, man. Their livelihoods.
Yeah.
So
It's wild to see people evacuate to the ocean. Like
I've
to
never
me,
seen that
yeah, I've
before.
never seen that before either. But I guess when you live on an island, like,
Hmm.
yeah, you ain't another body of land to evacuate to. Guess
Right.
what? We go into the water.
Right.
So their police,
Hmm.
I don't know, chief commissioner, I guess their police
He
chief
just
had it.
stepped down, right?
Yeah, he
Hmm.
for that very reason
Right.
that
Right.
he
Right.
didn't sound an alarm that I guess they use for, you know, storms
Something
and
else.
other types of emergencies.
Right.
He
Typhoon,
made yeah he made
something like that.
something like that. He made the decision not to sound that
Right.
with the wildfire breaking out.
Well, they said that. Well, I heard.
Uh-huh.
or seen that the reason why was because, or the reason why they didn't sound that particular alarm,
Mhm.
which is for like water related, like what
Right.
do they call it? Typhoons, not typhoons,
Monsoon,
monsoons or whatever the case is, was because when that alarm goes off, people are trained to go indoors.
and you want
They're
them evacuating
right.
out
They're
of.
trained to go to the highest point because
So
it's water.
so it is. So it can't say it's some logic not being used in
It was
this
definitely
decision
logic,
making.
but
Everybody's always on Monday
this,
morning quarterbacking.
oh
You know what I
man,
mean?
you took the
You
words
should
out of
have
my
done.
mouth.
You should have done this, and it's
Right, right,
like,
right,
So I don't blame their
right.
police commissioner or chief.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate you got to step down for that reason because of the public pressure and all that.
it's
But
unfortunate. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. And man, like I said again, y'all gotta chill out with these conspiracy theories, bro. Like, give these people some time to breathe, grieve, and give the officials some time to actually come up with some, I guess, plausible changes that could prevent this from happening again. Because I can't imagine weather just ceasing to be really hot. Like I said, if that is the cause or contributing factor or whatever the case
could
is,
be, man. Hottest
ever they're
last
talking
month
about
was the hottest.
recorded at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hottest July the month
Shout out Stevie
since.
Wonder, man. Shout out Stevie Wonder, man. The GOAT. I need some tickets. Hey, but we will move on respectively, of course,
Yes.
or respectfully, and from one what I call tragedy to another situation. We're not too sure what's going on here yet. I don't think the officials have come out with much more information, but the Plum, Pennsylvania home explosion. You say you didn't see that one, right?
Yeah, this one didn't hit my radar
I
as
caught
good.
it on YouTube, bro. Like, you literally see this house
Mhm.
exploding like some Die Hard movie or something
But
like
they
that,
don't know
bro.
what the cause was. I think
No.
I've only seen the
Mm-mm.
clip from
Mm-mm.
somebody else's,
Right.
like, ring cam or
Well, bro,
or
it's a
or, you
family
know
of 5 that died.
Oh, wow.
A family of 5. I'm not sure if they had more people, but 3 homes were leveled, tons of other homes were damaged.
Mm.
But my mindset when it first happened was like, because my wife and my father-in-law is in town right now, and we was like, was it like some kind of meth lab or
Yeah,
something? Because
that's where my mind would go, meth lab first.
right, because they
Did
they they talked down on the possibility of it being a gas leak at least first. I
Okay,
mean,
so no gas leak.
that's what they said at first. I
Po
mean, I can't imagine you get that wrong, right?
uh,
Because I've seen kind of conflicting. I've seen some saying maybe it was gas, and then I've seen, oh, officials have ruled out gas.
I mean, I feel like that's something you should be able to determine pretty quickly,
Right,
especially with, like, you know,
right.
the fire rescue teams here in the United States. They're all
Yeah,
pretty, like, well trained when it comes to identifying that stuff. An
right, right,
inspector
right,
could tell you with within that first inspection, hey, what was the cause of this fire?
right,
Or what
right,
was the cause of this explosion?
right.
So I would question, is it domestic terrorism? Was it
Ooh,
somebody that was trying to build
right.
something to do
Oh,
something and maybe something went wrong, and
facts, facts. I didn't think of that.
that's where my mind would jump to. I'm
Right.
you said you said Pennsylvania?
It's in Plum, Pennsylvania.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right in the suburbs.
that's not out of the realm of
You
possibility
you're
for me.
absolutely right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely right.
Think about, like, you know,
Because that was an explosion,
that's an
explosion. It
explosion.
wasn't like no like just a regular couch fire.
Nah,
Like somebody forgot to
to me
put their
that's
cigarette
no
out.
different than maybe, like, the feds running up in somebody's house because they think it's gonna be an active shooter situation or something.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
and you find all this ammunition, and or you go up in somebody who's a domestic terrorist and you find a bunch of booby traps in their house.
Hmm.
Something crazy like that. I think I want to say I remember a guy in Colorado,
I
like
remember
10,
this.
15 years ago with the Dark Knight
I remember this. Hmm.
premiere, and he had
Yeah.
booby traps all in
Yeah.
his
I
house and
remember
stuff like
this.
that. So,
Hmm.
my mind would jump kind of to there more so than gas.
Right.
But I saw the clip of it, and I didn't even think it was real when I first saw it. I was like,
Hmm.
oh, this is like something out of a movie,
Right.
and yeah, it's mind boggling.
Again, again, again. I swear, y'all, that's the last like somber part of scrap metal media. We'll
Yeah.
try to, you
Condolences to
know,
those 5 people that were
try to have some fun.
that passed. Man,
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
condolences, condolences, condolences. But I want to keep up with that and see what is the actual official word that they're gonna come up with. But we'll see.
Yeah,
All right.
I look forward to seeing what the official
Yeah.
cause of all that was.
Yeah.
Level, you
Yeah.
said 3 houses.
It leveled 3 houses, bro.
Imagine,
3 houses.
imagine if you're the neighbor and your shit just
Yeah.
starts coming. No, imagine
Crazy.
if you gone, if
Hmm.
you're gone, you at work. You offer the job.
Mhm.
All right.
And you just come to the lot,
You pull it up to the light.
to the debris.
You pull it up to the entrance to your
Sorry,
neighborhood.
y'all. We're not
You
laughing
see,
at the situation.
it's not funny, but it
I'm
is a little
laughing
bit.
at
I'm
this
sorry.
guy.
I'm sorry. And you seeing nothing but fire trucks.
Man,
You seeing law
yo,
enforcement.
yo.
You seeing some what's the suits they wear with the
The FBI?
not necessarily the hazmat suits.
Yeah. Oh,
You seeing
yeah.
guys in
Bro,
hazmat
that's every
suits.
movie ever. Think
You
of
know what
every
I'm
action
saying?
movie you've seen. There's people who don't know what's going on, and then they come home to devastation.
Yo, in hazmat suits.
You know what I'm saying?
And you pulling up and you're like,
Right.
what is
Right.
going on?
Yeah, bro.
Then it's like, that's your house.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
your half your house is gone.
Exactly.
What do you
Just
tell
out
your
of nowhere.
what do you tell your insurance company?
Mm, mm,
What does your homeowner's insurance tell you?
mm.
Oh, this isn't covered? What do you
You're
what you mean
probably not
what
covered.
you mean it's not
Right.
covered?
Wow.
We don't cover random explosions
Wow.
from other all right, man. We can move on. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
let's move
I'm
on,
just
man.
saying,
Let's move
like,
on. Hey,
just upstairs.
like we said, condolences.
Condolences, though.
Both tragedies,
Yes.
man. All right, so moving on, moving on. I wanted to talk to you about and get your opinion
Right.
on Ron DeSantis, the great governor of Florida.
He's
But
doing
Ron DeSantis, man, he got
wonderful at making friends.
wonderful. All right, you seen him laugh and smile? Man's amazing. All right, all right, but he actually suspended, quote unquote, suspended State Attorney Monique Worrell
Yep.
this past week. I think it was
Mhm.
like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
All right, and I say quote unquote suspended because he already found a replacement,
Yeah.
and according to them, from what she's done or not done,
Yeah.
she's probably not coming back.
That's
All right.
what I was hearing.
Yeah. So what do you think about that situation, man?
Um,
You think it was fair, warranted, what? Because they're calling her a Soros product, which is weird because I feel like he still had to like appoint her, like you know what I'm saying, or at least approve of her.
yeah, I would think
They're calling her like a Soros plant or something like
in
that. Oh, she's
approving
weak on
the stuff.
crime.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that was the main argument, that she's like weak on crime, because if you look at, I'm guessing her caseload, the
Hmm.
number of cases where, I guess she's letting some people slide. I know it was some kind of issue where the last person she let go was, I guess, they had a plethora of priors and they ended up shooting an officer.
Killed people.
Yeah, and ended up
Yeah,
killing a police
yeah.
officer and murdering somebody.
I don't like people who too soft on crime, bro. I'm not gonna front.
Really?
Yeah, I hate the you talked about Monday morning quarterbacking.
Yeah.
I hate let's go back. Let's go back.
Mhm.
Think about the crime bill, 94 crime bill.
Yeah.
All right. I know for a fact that back then the
Mhm.
quote unquote black community supported that.
Yeah, they were pushing for it.
Supported it.
We were pushing for it.
But if you talk to somebody now, especially you remember when it became a big deal when Hillary was running,
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Oh, this is so wrong." What y'all talking about?
It's two sides to it, because yeah, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you on that.
Right.
The black community was in support of the crime bill because our
Absolutely.
communities were getting ravaged by,
The poor black communities, yeah.
yeah, by drug use,
Absolutely.
by
Crime, like it's horrible.
your neighborhood pushers. But I mean, it's, in a
Just-
sense, it all comes full circle, man. Like
Hey, man.
it's not a problem we created. Like,
Right.
we don't have yachts and ships and airplanes
Right.
and stuff to go off and get drugs from other countries, so they're not getting here
Nope.
necessarily through us, but
Right.
they're getting here to us. So,
And it's
you
spilled
know,
milk at this point, bro. Like when there's a problem currently, you're gonna have to use whatever means you understand at the moment to solve them.
yeah, and
Now, unintended consequences, obviously. I mean, to make an omelet,
I don't.
y'all already know the
You
rest.
got to break it, but
What's up?
I don't know if it's necessarily unintended, man, because I don't look at it.
Hmm.
I don't look at it in the scope.
Interesting.
I don't look at it in the scope of, okay,
Hmm.
uh, the byproduct is, mass incarceration. I look at it from the scope of, okay, we can utilize this to a goal. We can
Hmm.
use this. We can manipulate this law and use it disproportionately to lock them up and obtain more free labor. In a
Yeah,
sense,
I,
right?
I feel like
In terms of private prison
right.
industries, and where does that money funnel to, and
I for
who's the
sure think
ownership
that
in
was
there?
used.
Yeah,
I
like,
think that
yeah,
was used.
I,
But is that the reasoning? Clearly not,
no,
because
no, no,
crime
no.
is crime.
Yeah, I mean, it's just being manipulated as a byproduct of it, man.
I think being manipulated is one of the first steps. Because we got the music, we got the entertainment,
Hmm.
all that black exploitation type stuff that leads to a lot of and destitute, like being desperate, poverty. We got
Oh
all
yeah,
these things
yeah,
that
they
bleed into it and
playing
cause
around.
this.
It's not like
Yeah. I think these are the initial, like these are the kickstarters to it though.
yeah, absolutely. Kerosene to the fire, man. You
Absolute,
know what I mean?
absolute man. Even this might be the spark. I don't know. But yeah, like you said, kerosene, and then you have these situations, and there has to be a remedy, and the remedy is never going to be good. And you're not going to
Nah.
give them, lollipops.
No, yeah. I mean, it gave you a band-aid to to a knife wound, you
Right,
know.
a gouge, like somebody got gouged with a freaking machete, and they tried to put a band-aid on it.
But I mean, that 94 crime bill, ugh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm,
I mean, people aren't happy with results, but I'm not gonna pretend like there wasn't supporters of that bill
right. It
at
it
the
was
time.
warranted.
And it if you yeah, you're absolutely right on that, Wendy. If you go back and look, you
Mhm.
take a nice hard look
Right.
and just read the articles, read the
Right.
newspapers, read
Right.
the overall polls and what the sentiment was. It
Mhm.
wasn't that many people that were really against it. Everybody was
Mhm.
kind of on board with what was going on. We saw the crime, the rise in crime, and the rise in drug use and what was going
Right.
on.
Right.
That was a major shift.
The case, I think I remember the case that just in researching because I was a kid back then, but
Mhm.
the case that really blew the lid off and made the big push to get the 94 crime bill passed was the I can't remember the kid's name. It was a young kid
Mhm.
up north. I think it was either New York or Chicago, but he was being used as a young shooter, right?
Right.
And he was known as a demon, King Von before King Von.
Right.
And he, I believe, either snitched or what was it? He either snitched or the police claimed he snitched to put pressure. And the gang, in response to that, took him up to the top of a building and threw him off. And
Oh,
he
wow.
was like 12 years old or something like that. So the
Wow.
community obviously was really
Yeah,
shaken
yeah.
by that.
Yeah.
And that was a huge case because this is a kid, a kid who was turned into a murderer
Right.
by the gang leaders and stuff. And
Right.
and to see the brutality, like what was done to him as a child, that was the straw. I remember that case. I can't remember the name. I'm
Look,
sorry. Y'all Google it.
the thing I love to know,
Mhm.
this is like segueing off a little bit,
Go
but
ahead.
the
Go
thing
ahead.
I love to know
We'll
is
we'll bring it right back.
we'll come back to
Mhm.
it. But the thing I love to know is you probably only get this if you talk to like the OG street dudes if they ever really make themselves like accessible,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
in them spaces. But like, at what point did it shift? Because I know when I talk to like my OGs or like people in generations before me, it was
Crack
always
cocaine.
yeah before. I even then, man, heroin was still a thing, right?
Yeah, but there was a hierarchy for heroin. Heroin was hard. Heroin wasn't as easy to do as crack
Well,
cocaine.
my thing was, I remember when the rules. Well, let me not say I remember rules,
You was
but
out there doing magic?
I remember being advised that the
Yeah.
rules to this game was, hey, no women, no children,
Right, right, right.
and like that's just what it
It was a
was.
hierarchy.
Yeah, like
They modeled
what?
themselves after the mafia.
So I mean, like, at what point did all that like get lost, dog? Is it just like
I'm
crack came and
I'm
then all of a
I'm
sudden everybody
telling
just
you,
lost their fucking
crack
minds and like, hey,
cocaine.
we not about fuck these rules. It's a cowboy game now. It's an outlaw game. We just gonna do what we want.
Yeah, bro, I honestly think there was a lot that went into it.
Okay.
You got, like I said, crack cocaine because that was an easily accessible drug
Yeah.
for guys at that time.
Mhm.
Um, you get a little bit of cocaine, you can stretch it,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Step on it, yeah, yeah, yeah.
right, and you can step on it and sell it and make
Mhm.
a lot of money.
Money,
With that
highly
money came
addictive, yep,
weapons, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah,
But you also have a degradation of our a degradation of our community. You have mothers and fathers being locked up, becoming addicted. You got the Panther Party that was just knocked down by the FBI,
yeah,
heroes killed, gangs breaking down, just literally the fiber of the community being torn apart. And the response was anger, but it wasn't directed at all.
mm,
So where does undirected anger usually go? It comes right back within.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know, bro.
mm,
It's tough, but there was a lot that went into it for sure. But like we promised, we're gonna bring it
right
right
back.
on back to Monique Rubber. All right. So, like you said, uh, she's seen as soft on crime.
That's the sentiment I got when
I'm not
I
mad at
when
it.
I spoke to other people around me.
Right. That no,
Uh,
that came out of
early,
DeSantis's mouth.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's what I heard earlier this week. That
Hmm.
everyone's saying that she solved no crime. I
Yeah.
don't know that for a fact.
She got replaced by Judge Andrew Bain. He's a former football player.
Mhm.
Seems like a solid judge. Obviously, DeSantis wouldn't put him there if he didn't trust him.
Right.
I don't know if that's really saying.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I
But
mean,
salute to the brother in his new position. I
right.
hope he does well. Again, I am not somebody that is soft on crime. I believe actions are always followed by consequences. Right? They say for every action, there's a opposite or equal reaction.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that
make
is
better
still hard.
choices, make better decisions.
That too.
I ain't mad at that, man. You won't get any
You're not
qualms
so
out of me.
what do you say? You're not soft on crime,
Nah,
man.
I'm
You
not
say
soft on
you're
crime,
doing
bro. I got kids, my guy.
85% of that time.
Bro, now we'll have to talk about
Mhm.
the differences within like sentencing and stuff like that. But I think that comes with time as well. Right now, most judges, I assume, I don't know this for a fact, but I
Yeah.
assume most judges are older white men.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that.
that's a broad majority of, but
Right,
you gotta remember that's just a reflection of, like, look at a lot of the government hierarchies
right,
in our system
right,
of
right,
society. That's
right,
just a reflection of, and not just that, man. That's a reflection of the general population, bro. Like,
right. You're right. But what the point?
white people are
Right.
still the majority in
You're
America.
right.
It's
But the point I'm trying to make is in due time,
yeah,
things will change.
yeah, absolutely.
More people like us
Mhm,
will become judges, police officers, lawyers,
mhm.
aerospace. We'll continue to see that growth.
Engineers,
So
yeah,
things will change. So
proper.
salute, salute,
So,
salute. I'm not mad
all
at this at all. You're
no,
not mad at it, right?
no, no,
Okay,
no.
perfect, perfect.
I just hope I hope Monique gets a fair shake. That's my only thing.
Well, fair shake
Yeah,
right out the door. I mean, she weak on crime, bro. This is Florida.
depends
This ain't California.
depends on how you view weak though. I mean,
Well,
because my thing is this, right?
yeah,
I wouldn't say I'm soft on crime, but
you're
I
not
do
soft
take
on
an
crime at all.
I take an objective view. Like, hey,
Okay.
it depends on what you did,
Hmm.
and like you said, sentencing, because like everybody that does a crime or does the same crime doesn't get the same time,
Absolutely, that's true.
especially depending on your social status.
Right. The jury, the judge,
Judge? Do
yeah,
you
the
have
DA.
money? Do
Right.
you have
For
connections? You
sure.
know,
Now, I think those things should be that's what we should really put the microscope and
on.
really focus on those
But I
situations
mean,
and how to fix them.
a lot of that stuff is, like you said,
It's
like
the same.
who are judges?
Yeah,
Judges are
absolutely.
white males.
Absolutely.
Okay, if your son gets in trouble, he's a friend of mine,
Right.
and I have the opportunity, or he's an associate of mine. I have the
Right.
opportunity to, hey, push this deal under the table and get him
It,
off or
it
get him off,
happens
but
all
all
too
the
often.
time. Look at
Yeah.
perfect example, Brock Turner. That
That was
that
was he the
the
swimmer? The
swimmer,
swimmer.
I
Was he a
think,
swimmer?
yeah, it's a swimmer that
Or
raped
the road?
the
Yeah.
unconscious girl
Hmm.
and ended up doing like what 6 months
Yeah.
probation or something like that, getting
Mm.
off with a slap on the wrist, and now I think he goes by the name of Alan Turner, but no, he's still a
Wow.
piece of shit.
Or the affluenza kid.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah. Like so. Yeah.
So plenty examples of
It
that.
happens.
Yeah.
It happens. But let's move
Moving
right
on.
along. I do hope Judge Andrew Bain,
Does a good job, man.
yeah, now State Attorney Andrew Bain. I hope he does a better job. Salute. I'm not gonna diss him just because of how I feel about DeSantis.
Right. Man's your
Shoot,
candidate.
and honestly, man, I'm in Florida. I hope DeSantis does well. Like he's the governor. I hope he does well. Like I don't mean that don't mean I'm gonna vote for him, but
I hope he
who
does.
would I? Like, what sense does it make to wish him bad? I don't get it. I don't.
Uh, I'm always a firm believer in you
Yo,
get what you pay for.
yo, I hope he does bad at governing this state.
I
Like
mean, I
no.
don't hope I don't I've never hoped that, but I'll say this for people that
Mm,
have their complaints.
mhm,
My question is always, did you vote? Who did you
mm,
vote for? And
mm.
if you voted for the problem,
Right.
then you get
Ooh.
what you pay for.
And bro, I believe it's actually dang, I haven't looked at the stats for a while, but
Hey, that man won the election, so
absolutely.
somebody
Yeah.
voted for him.
Yeah. And
Everybody can't say, "Oh, we hate him, we
right.
don't like him, he sucks."
Right.
Somebody voted for this guy.
And I think they actually say most people don't vote. Did you look into that recently? It's
Well,
been years since I looked into it.
I know statistically speaking,
Yeah.
when there is less voter participation,
Hmm.
uh, the Republican Party tends to win elections
Absolutely. I
more.
heard that. Yeah.
And then when there's more active participation,
Right. There's more
the
variety.
Democratic Party tends to win more for whatever reason. I don't know why that though. That's just what the sheer numbers tell you statistically speaking.
Right. Right. But hey, that is a conversation
Probably,
for another
yeah,
day.
probably a whole bunch of other variables that contribute
Absolutely.
to that I don't know
Right.
about.
Right.
But I'm just
Right.
telling you, that's what the numbers say.
Right. Now, moving right along, something I want to touch on right quickly because I realized from I think it was like last episode or 2 episodes ago, I got a few comments from people that seem to be confused on my take about slavery being taught in K through 12.
Okay.
For those that didn't hear it yet, because some of y'all started listening from episode 1, but my take was that slavery isn't something that I believe suits anybody to be taught in K through 12. Like, I don't think it does anybody any good. And that's both cultures. All right. I think it makes young black kids, quote unquote black kids,
Mhm.
have a negative view of themselves and their ancestors. Because when they start teaching you slavery in school, they don't start at Timbuktu. They don't start at Kemet or ancient Egypt. They start
That
at
was
bondage,
that
and
was
that
gonna
ain't real.
that was gonna be my question.
All right. Go ahead.
So does that absolve, like when they say, we're not teaching slavery K through 12, does that mean, American slavery? Like, does that mean slavery in the West, in the Western hemisphere that was going on, or are we taking it all the way back
We're talking about
to
chattel slavery.
right?
We all saw Roots.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, we're talking about chattel slavery. I come from an elementary school. Was it middle school? I think it was middle school. They actually showed Roots, bro.
yeah. Yeah.
In school, you had that too. You
Um,
think how
high
dumb is
school,
that? It was high school for you? No, it
high
was middle school.
school.
It had to
Nah,
be middle school. We're about the same age.
yeah, no, but nah. Roots didn't get like introduced visually to probably high school, probably like freshman year
They showed
from
it to
us.
us. I didn't see it in high school.
And
They showed it to me in
I can
middle
tell
school.
I can tell you my mom and them,
Right.
because still talk
Yeah.
to my
Yeah.
mom about
Right.
stuff like this,
Right.
and she says
Salute.
they started seeing Roots probably when they were in high school as well. Like that's when it was
Mm.
really like introduced to them.
Oh, I must have.
And
I must have
that
went to a trash school. Shout
maybe
out Park Ridge Elementary, Park
maybe
Ridge Elementary,
maybe
Deerfield Middle.
Park Mid should just say, hey, we let's give it to them early. We think they can understand what's going on.
These were hood schools. Park Ridge Elementary. Shout out what was it? Park Ridge. No, it was the Dragons. No, it wasn't the Dragons. That's Stranahan. I can't remember what my elementary mascot was. I can't remember. Park Ridge. I cannot remember. For those who went to Park Ridge, leave leave a comment with what the mascot was. I cannot remember.
But this is covering all slavery throughout history. Period. Doesn't matter where it was going on. We ain't touching it.
No, I'm talking about chattel slavery specifically because that's what the
But I
beef
mean,
is with.
but I mean, yeah. So that's the point of emphasis.
Chattel slavery is American slavery.
Yeah, basically,
Right.
right?
There's other forms of slavery. Sure, there's some slavery
Yeah,
still going on in the world. We
yeah.
got
So
sex slavery, we got all kind of stuff. But
that's my
chattel slavery, the
so
one that lasted hundreds of
so
years consecutively.
that's the only one they're saying we don't want to teach.
No, I'm saying. I ain't talking about nobody else. I don't believe it's something that suits anyone to be taught in K through 12.
Do you think
I believe it should be a college course with a non-biased professor, somebody who has been studying it. Bro, I know adults who don't understand slavery. They just think, oh yeah, roots and whips and chains and oh, it was very bad.
I mean, yeah. If you're only taught that in your education system, which is in America, like if you're only taught that here, I mean, obviously you go into higher education, or if you just go to a library, you can learn these things on your own.
Absolutely.
If
you're really
if
interested in
you're
it,
really
learn it
interested, you'll
yourself.
go off and learn that stuff on your own
Absolutely.
anyway. But
Learn it yourself.
what I'm saying is this something that people are just focusing on because it's
It ain't people, it's me. I'm saying you can pinpoint
all
me.
right? So yeah, my question is, with you feeling this way about chattel slavery,
Yes.
do you feel this way about all slavery throughout history in general? Because I know you're more of a history guy.
Yeah.
History
Well,
buff.
chattel slavery affects us
Right.
specifically.
Obviously. But I mean, like,
Specifically.
it's other forms of slavery. So I would think that
those don't hold a candle to chattel slavery. Chattel
Right.
slavery lasted hundreds of years and
Right.
was the most vile form, and
But I
still
mean,
is the most vile form.
so
ever.
do you feel like, not chattel slavery? I understand what
other
you're saying.
slaveries,
Yeah. Do you feel like those should be grouped in with chattel slavery as well, as far as like not being taught until you get
Well, they
to
aren't really taught. All right, and we are back. So yes, we cut out. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Blah. But go ahead, man. Finish what you were saying.
So chattel slavery, worst slavery, long slavery, deprivating conditions of black people, bam, really, really bad. You're saying, hey, K through 12 probably shouldn't teach this. We should wait to teach that aspect of history to a later date.
Right.
Whenever. Maybe secondary
I
education.
think it should be secondary education.
So my thing is like, okay, so I learned about some of this stuff in elementary school because I went to a private black elementary school that kind of like made a point of emphasis.
What was the name?
I think the school was actually named after Booker T. Washington.
Oh,
man.
snap.
I think it was a middle school. I don't know if it's still in existence,
Okay.
but it was a private school
The
named
first
after
Dr. Umar Academy.
I think it was named after Booker T. Washington.
Okay.
It was down in Miami. I was legit, man.
Yeah,
I might have been like 6, 7 years old,
Okay.
maybe, going to this school. So I learned about some of that stuff ahead of time. So by the time I got to, elementary, by the time I got to middle school, high school, it wasn't like new information for me. But I'll say, as far as like other types of slavery that happen globally,
Mm-hmm.
I found out more about that once I got into my freshman year in college.
Right.
That's when that information was kind of introduced. My question for you more so
Please.
is, do you feel like all of that is something that should probably be introduced, for like post-secondary education, so that, those students get a full understanding of what's going on? Or is it
Absolutely.
just
If
something
at
where,
all.
okay, so you're of that belief, like, hey, you know what, if we're going to teach this, let's wait till we get to this point to where we know our students can fully comprehend what's going on, they get a great
Right.
general understanding of
And
what this
right,
was.
right. And like I said, I know adults. And you know what? I'll contest most adults know
Mhm.
nothing. All they know is what they saw on Roots, right? All they know is the basic stuff we
So
hear every
do
February.
you think Roots is a good thing?
Nah,
No.
nah, that's a horror film, bro. It's not a horror
Oh,
film
no,
to
no,
you?
no, no. I agree it's a horror film, but
Yeah.
I think it's somewhat of a good thing.
It's
I don't
not.
think
It wasn't cool to me.
I'm not saying it's cool, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, do you think it's all right? So when I say when I say good thing,
Yeah.
okay, this is what I mean when I say good thing. I don't mean
Oh.
actually being good. I
Yeah.
mean
I'm like,
that,
what?
do you think the movie Roots helped spread awareness about
No.
American slavery?
You can't. It's not going on anymore. So
N-
awareness, no. If they made a movie about how the government or governmental agencies
mhm.
are uh, creating
Hey, police officers, slave
desperation
catchers.
and right police, if they're making current things about current things that are happening,
Mhm,
yeah, but to talk about something that happened in the past, so to talk literally about ancestors
mhm.
and present like, hey, look, our ancestors or some of our ancestors used to beat and own your ancestors. Like, that doesn't serve anybody. All right. Only thing I believe it does, and I think it's designed like this,
Mhm.
right? I think it serves the purpose of letting you know from a young age your station in life, what is
So
expected of you,
okay.
what is expected of you in the society, just the hierarchy. They'll say, we used to own you. You used to be our property, less than our animals. Like, you get scraps
Three
like the dog
three
got, the same scraps the dog got.
three fifths human.
The three-fifths compromise.
Mhm,
Three-fifths was the uh, apportionment of the population.
mhm.
Excuse me. I'm glad you said that, because that's one of those things a lot of people kind of confuse.
Okay,
They weren't saying that we were three-fifths human beings.
okay.
That was the compromise that they came to as far as how the apportionment was going to go for voting. So
Oh,
the
wow. So
population of slaves was going to be counted three-fifths. The
wow.
population, because you if you counted the whole population of slaves included, because this is what they were trying to get entered,
Mhm,
or that's what they were trying to get in that compromise, the South, that is,
mhm.
they would have ruled everything. They would have run the government because they would have had a bigger population
Yeah,
size.
yeah. Then that was the
It was the compromise, yeah.
but isn't that
So that's not saying that you as an individual, you're like three-fifths of a human being. It's just the way they calculated the population
I
of
feel like
slaves.
if you looked at that, that's a catalyst for the voting restrictions and
Ooh,
some of the battles that go on
damn,
today,
boy.
as far as like
Ooh,
why we don't want,
yeah,
like, why it's the
yeah,
whole negative connotation
yeah.
with getting people of color to, we don't want people of color to vote because they're gonna control, like, that whole,
Mm. Oof, I feel like, ooh, that's you just
right.
touched a nerve there. I don't know. It feels like some and I'm sure you've heard this before, but it feels like some kind of like innate feeling of like distrust of a future or a society where people that look like us
Hmm.
have any perceived power or control over this, because they maybe some people, not all obviously,
Hmm.
maybe some people feel like, oh, our ancestors did them bad,
Yeah.
or I do them bad on a daily basis, so
Yep.
oh, they're gonna come from,
That,
like,
so my
nah, brain
argument,
don't even work like that.
it doesn't. What's so crazy about that thought process is
Yeah.
like, if we wanted to do that,
Hmm.
and I say we, I'm grouping all
Sure.
of
All the
people
heavily
of color,
melanated
letting people
people
together.
in America,
All
right?
right, yeah,
Okay.
in America.
Hmm.
If we wanted to do that,
Hmm.
would have happened already.
Alabama boat brawl.
Would have been happened. That's one of the few times.
Alabama boat
That's the
brawl.
one of the few times you'll see it. One of the few
Yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah,
So entertaining. But
yeah. Too entertaining.
continue.
Yeah, man. But I think, or I believe, my stance on that is more than logical. Um, I think it makes sense.
Mhm.
And I'm not only in just speaking from like, oh, I'm just logical and I'm gonna make this decision and I think people should really understand. Blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not saying that. I experienced it, bro. I learned about slavery in elementary school, and I
Mhm.
remember feeling like I wanted to just crawl in a hole and hide, bro. It's not a good feeling. It don't make you feel good. There is no championing that. There is no beautiful end to that. Like there is no beautiful end to it, bro. We went from that straight to Reconstruction and Jim Crow and segregation and getting beat up and Amadou Diallo. Like
Yeah.
like what? Nah, man. No, no, no. If okay, you know what?
Mhm.
And here's the balance for y'all that just still can't get it, right? How about this? I argue now, if y'all out there find it so important to learn about being in bondage, how about we petition and create, not even just petition, but we create a curriculum that actually does talk about Timbuktu, talk about Mali, Songhai, where people that look like us,
Mhm.
ancestors
Yep.
were lawyers, had all kind of like, I mean, doctors, had, like we talk about some of the Moors that were going around during the early periods and teaching uh, pro, teaching Europeans how to do this and do that and
How to cle
bringing life and bring,
how to
teaching
clean
showers
themselves.
and like really
That's
sparking the
yeah.
Renaissance. Like
Yeah.
how about we start there? If we start there, that makes more sense for me. How about we start there? How about we start at Lucy? How about, you know what I mean? Like, how about we start there
You
instead?
look,
That makes more sense to me,
it
bro. You
does.
starting at bondage?
People get those
There's
you
tens of thousands of years of people that look
you
like us, bro.
you can get those things, you just get them higher post-secondary education, man.
Hey, all I'm saying is parents, and I said this before, parents stop being lazy. You learn history first, because some of y'all don't know
Nope.
nothing. You learn it first and teach it to your kids. How about that? Instead of wanting, majority of teachers in this country are younger or older, even white women. Instead of wanting a white woman to teach your kids about quote unquote black history or American history, how about you do it?
Well, you
How
know
about
what?
you do it?
Hey, man, they say Black history is American history, right?
I believe it. It's world history, bro.
There
And
you
and
go.
you don't just
Oh, I
we
love
can just
that.
drop black.
World world history.
It's just
World
history.
history. Yeah, it's just history.
It's just history.
Just history.
But it don't, y'all. I'm just trying to shake a few of y'all, man. Just to shake y'all. Like those who have ears will hear it. All right, I'm gonna just shake y'all. It's not a good thing to learn about slavery, especially from people that don't look like you, and especially if that's the first thing you're going to learn about the experience of heavily melanated people, or
Because
what we call black.
yeah, it didn't start there.
It didn't start there, bro.
Yeah,
It didn't
didn't
start
start
there.
there.
Yeah,
Tell the whole
that's all
story,
I'm
not just
saying.
part of the
That's
story.
all I'm saying. Now, let me ask you, since I got somebody else here with me, this is not just a monologue today. Thanks for showing up again. How
Not
do you,
today.
now that I presented it like that?
Right.
How do you feel about that?
I don't have an issue with it because I lived it.
Yes. Okay.
I don't have an issue with it because I lived it. Because, like I said, secondary education for me,
Hmm.
you know, I took some of those courses and I, expanded my mind on
Hmm.
the history of the country and not just history of the world.
Well, how did it first make you feel then when you learned it in secondary in college? How did it make you feel learning about the
Um,
whips and the chains and not the good ones?
I mean, like the thing that probably hurts the most is the brutality of it all. You know what I
You
mean?
feel that was necessary for you to learn
Yeah,
the brutality?
yeah.
Why?
Um, because it's one thing for you for an education system to kind of gloss over it and then kind of tote behind, okay, we taught you this, but we didn't really give you the real impact of what.
Now, keep in mind this is school, like
Yeah, like
arithmetic, learning, reading, writing.
I mean, it's
Hey,
only
also on top of what we learned in math,
yeah. So it's
how
only
about this,
so this is the thing, right?
Negroes?
It's only so much I expect to get from my educate public education system.
Mhm,
You know, it's only so much you can get in 8 hours in the day.
mhm.
But I think it's
Exactly.
important to understand, like for me, I thought understanding the brutality in that process and why it was going on and why you have, I guess, like certain impact as far as like things that happen with the black community today. Like to me, it gives me a better understanding of like self-hate that occurs in
Mm,
my community.
mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm.
Especially with like I like to call it like the what do we call it? The internet calls it the colorist allegations, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like to me it kind of gives a segue into all that.
mhm.
It kind of gave me a greater understanding, okay, this is why this stuff kind of goes on.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
colonialism right there. The whole colorism thing. I hate it. I don't like it at all. The dark skin, light
Nah.
skin. It's stupid. I've said this before.
Yeah.
I've said this before. But man, I didn't expect to unpack that as much as we
Nah.
just did, bro.
Right?
Man, let's move right along, man. We're talking about slavery. Obviously, the South is synonymous with slavery.
Yeah.
So let's go right into one of the bastions. There used to be a bastion of slavery, Mississippi. All right. So the Goon Squad,
6 of
or
them.
AKA the Mississippi Six,
Yeah.
finally convicted these bastards. Thankfully, I think the main guy, maybe the guy who first got the call, got like 15 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
deservedly so. And
Yeah.
I think there were two that got the least amount of time, 5 years. So how you feel about that? And what do you think when you saw that, bro?
So when I originally saw the story, I was like, oh, that's crazy. Right.
Mhm.
And then I saw that it was in Mississippi, and I'm like,
Not surprising.
I'm not surprised.
Mhm.
I'm like, if that was gonna happen, I was like, yeah, that would happen in the South.
Mhm.
It would happen in a place like Mississippi, one of the more
Oh, it can
red.
happen in the North too,
Oh
though.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Remember the torturing situation in Chicago
You had one in
when they had
Baltimore,
that? Yeah,
as
Baltimore.
well. New
Yeah,
York. So it's not like it doesn't happen up north. But what I'm
it's a
saying
people
is,
thing, man.
I'm not surprised anytime something like this happens
Mhm.
in Mississippi. I'm
Mhm.
not surprised if something like this happens in Tennessee.
Mhm.
Not surprised when something like this happens in Alabama.
Mhm.
Not surprised when something like this happens in Georgia.
Mm.
I'm not surprised when something like this
Right.
happens in Florida.
Facts.
Like, I'm not surprised when this happens in Virginia.
America, the
And
world,
you
bro.
know what I
You
mean?
know what?
Like,
Because hey, I don't want people to think that this is a quote unquote white and quote unquote black thing. And
it's
for
not.
the y'all that don't know, I keep saying quote unquote. Just listen to the old episodes. I don't like using the terms black and white. I
Yeah.
think that should be stricken from our vocabulary by
Humans.
for describing
We're
people in
humans.
America, or just period. We're humans. We're the human race. This whole white and black thing was created to denote class and control people and all that kind of stuff. So just stop it, all right?
Right.
But excuse me. This isn't about skin tone or hue or all that kind of stuff. The amount of melanin you have, the amount of brown, excuse me, in your skin. This is about people. Cause what were the cops in? What was it? They all looked the same, and they were beating up on that guy who ended up dying in the hospital. And some of them were
Yeah.
frat guys. I can't remember what frat they were a part of. Remember? Damn, what was that? Tennessee?
Nah,
Nah, it
the
wasn't
last one was
the
in.
big one with all the quote unquote black guys beat up on that one
Yeah,
guy so
yeah.
bad.
That was in.
Tyree
Yeah,
Nichols.
that was
What was
Tennessee.
that?
It's
Is it
Tennessee.
Tennessee?
It's
Okay.
Tennessee.
Yeah. So
I think it's.
this
I think it's.
same.
Was it Memphis?
Yeah, I
Yes,
think it
Memphis.
was
Memphis.
Memphis.
Because they fired him immediately.
Yeah.
They
That's
fired
right.
those guys with the
Right.
quickness.
Right. So I don't want y'all out there to think that this is a white and black thing, because that
No,
ain't
this
nothing
this
with me.
this.
I see people.
Yeah, this is
You
a
know
law.
what I'm
This is
saying?
a so. I'll say it's a law enforcement issue. It's a law enforcement
It's a people
brutality
issue, bro. Like think of road rage. You see a video every day of somebody getting out their car. Like, we it's a people thing, bro. And it's so complex. It's so much easier to just say, you know what, it's just white and black, or hey, that's just how it
Nah.
is. That's the way things are.
No.
Like, it's deeper than that,
This is
man.
well.
It's
So
complex.
this is why I don't have issue with the harsh punishment, and I think it should be. So you asked
Oh, so
me.
you hard on crime.
I'm hard on
Okay.
crime to abusers.
Okay.
So people that are entrusted to enforce
Uh-huh.
the law, that are entrusted to uphold it, you have the most absolute, like, as a police officer, man, you have the power to take life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You essentially, we're granting you that power in an
Right.
emergency or whatever. If you need to put somebody down,
Put
we're
somebody down.
yeah,
Hey, chop a limb down.
if the active shooter, you know what I mean, we're giving you the power to do this.
Right.
This is what we are enabling you to do.
Right.
Yeah, man, you walk a fine line. You're gonna be held to a higher standard.
Right.
So, we find you doing something you ain't supposed to do, especially something this egregious. They make no mistake, these guys got those sentences for torture and sexual assault
Mm.
of two
Mm.
innocent
Mm.
black people in America.
Hanging out
in
with a white
Mississippi.
woman, right? That sound like the
Allegedly.
50s,
Allegedly, that was the call.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
call.
Hanging out.
Hanging out, not, oh, she's being
What are y'all doing around here?
assaulted.
Nothing.
Something is being stolen. No, it's just there are two gentlemen that are there
Mm.
with her.
Those kind of people just need to die off, man. Mm-hmm.
I would say slowly but surely,
Like
but I really don't know.
Why isn't the person who made that phone call implicated in anything? How come we don't know who that person is? Like, you know what I'm saying?
So what I don't like, and I know the argument is always going to be, well, you want people to report. Thing about it is you want people to report crime. You
But
know what
it
I
wasn't
mean?
a crime. Like
Wasn't,
the call was, hey,
but you can't.
black people are living
But
with
this is the
her,
thing, right? You can't.
are staying with her.
So I know it's a call. You know it's a call. I would think that there should be some type of uh accountability
Mm.
for calling in something like that,
Right.
since it's not a crime.
Right.
But the powers that be don't feel like
Right.
that's enough of an
Right.
issue,
Right.
because just because you make the call don't mean you made the call knowing all that stuff was going to happen.
Right. True.
It's not like you calling saying, hey, go, I want you to go murder these black people.
Unless
That's not the call that's being made.
unless the person made the call to somebody that they knew got down like that. I mean, the name Goon Squad didn't come from this.
Nah.
They already had the name Goon Squad.
Right.
And also they need to look into some of these like I'm sure there's missing persons cases over there. Like they probably was burying bodies, man.
Well, this thing, who was it? One of the lawyers, I forget his name, that worked with Johnny Cochran on the OJ case.
Mhm.
I was listening.
Not the Kardashian, not the
Nah. I was listening to him. I was listening to you. Probably would, knowing you. You probably would. I was listening to him a couple months ago.
Okay.
No, probably like last year in an interview, and he was telling me, in the interview saying, like police brutality isn't any worse than it's been in the past.
Facts.
Like it's not any worse than it has been. He was
Right.
like, it's just more apparent today
Right.
because we have access to mobile devices.
Right.
We have access to wireless forms of communication,
Right.
and it's so much quicker and everything. We're more accessible, we're more linked. So like places like Mississippi, for example, are these like backwater towns that have these local law enforcement departments.
Rest in peace,
like,
Goodwin, Schwerner, Cheney.
Like those places are now more so being exposed. You know what I mean? And that's the that's the benefit.
Sundown towns.
Yeah, that's the benefit of having these mobile
Right.
devices, man. That's the
Right.
benefit of having this technology, that we're able to expose this shit happening way more now.
Like I said, there's so
and
much
make people aware.
Right. And there's so much like information now, like I said earlier, to sift through, that this stuff it's hard to hide now. You can't hide. This stuff is coming to an end. It will change. That don't mean things won't be worse in the meantime.
But see, I think with this whole thing happened in Mississippi, like you got to take time, and especially with the similar incident in Memphis, Tennessee, with the 6 officers.
Yeah.
Make an example out of these people.
Mm-hmm.
You got to start making an example out of these people, because once you make an example out of these people, guess what? This shit gonna stop.
Right.
The same, and this occurs in every other aspect of life, man. Right? You look at just the workplace in America, how it's changed. You can look at the past 70 years, how it's changed as far as like I can't walk in the office and slap a woman on her ass today.
Nah, could do that back then though.
I probably could get away with that in the 30s or something, and nobody would say anything. As a white man too, if I was white.
And I'm not a hypocrite,
not white, by the way.
And I'm not even a hypocrite, bro. I'm gonna say something I probably ain't never seen on wax before, but I grew up in the 90s. Like grabbing girls' butts was like a normal thing. And this is me speaking. And these are things, I'm not speaking for nobody else. Y'all know, but these are things I did as a kid. Like we were learning how to do that as kids, like smacking butt on the playground and running. Or, when I was going to teen clubs, grabbing the butt of a girl walking by and gauging how she responds. And that was how that was how we did things. And I know there's people now that try to, on they Lizzo and Ellen vibe, they try to act like they don't do no wrong, and oh, you were so horrible, I can't believe you did that, you were a monster. No, we know that, and that's why I think I told you the other day, that's why I couldn't get so mad at Trump saying grab him by the pee, because hey, this is kind of the stuff, and I might get a little hate for that, but it is what it is, because these are how this is how we've been socialized. This is how things happen. I'm not going to be a hypocrite about it. I don't do that.
You got to put it in context, though. Man.
Sure.
Like that's.
Man, he was having a private conversation with another dude. Bro.
Yeah.
Come on now.
All right. So
come on now. Keep it funky.
On that. Like if they're in a strip club or something, okay, cool. Like the context matters to me, right?
They were in private.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay,
What I'm saying is more like the grabbing butts thing, right? You got to put it in context.
I did that a lot.
So, is it wrong? Yes, it's wrong.
Grabbing butt in the 90s?
If you're
maybe today.
If you're asking me, is that right? No.
Back then, if
you're asking me, is it right?
Yo, you trying to be woke right now?
No.
You trying to be woke, bro. He trying to be woke.
This is why I'm saying you got to put it in context, right? The middle school version of me, I don't think it's that big a deal in middle school versus me being.
How about high school? I did it in high school too, I think.
See, and that's where the line kind of blurs there. Because to
Mm.
me, like, and I'm just saying, bro, because
Early 2000s.
I'm just saying, but 17-year-old me versus 11-year-old me
Yeah.
is a very different conversation.
How could you see the credit card swipe
I'm-
in that Nelly video, Tip Drill,
Uh-huh.
and not?
I'm
Come
gonna
on,
tell you what
bro.
changes.
Hip hop culture.
The possibility of going to jail. Okay.
Mm.
I don't think I'm going to jail as an 11-year-old.
That's fair.
17, I'm getting locked the fuck up.
Mm.
Excuse my language.
That's fair.
But that's just like, that's where the lines blur on that. You know what I mean? I'm from that era too. I get it. Like, yo.
Hold on. Did you grab butts?
Yes.
Okay, I was making sure. Making sure you weren't about to be super.
But I'm not. But I'm gonna tell you, man. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like my parents didn't have a conversation about stuff like that.
About grabbing butt.
Yeah.
Nah,
About,
I guess I had an absent parent.
About respecting people, not necessarily being like, not necessarily like ass grabbing in particular, but like, hey, you know, you can't move a certain way just out in society and think that, you know, it's good. Just because you're a child, the world isn't gonna view you as a child in each and every scenario.
You got the civil rights conversations, bro. I ain't never getting none of them conversations.
But see, and I had that stuff early, so you know that's kind of shaped the way I think today. So that's why I'm like, okay, grabbing butts, yeah, we yes, yes, it was happening. People was doing that,
bro.
But the context matters, like the environment, the place, the vibes. It was different. I wasn't just walking out in broad daylight to a broad that I don't know at a place I ain't never been.
Get over here.
And being like, hey, palming her butt. Like, no, bro. Okay, I'm not doing. Yes, at the school dance with the chick I've been talking to for the past 3 weeks.
You did the whole wood thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna get these palms off real quick. You know what I'm saying? So like,
that's what he said. He said he's gonna get them palms off. Y'all heard him.
The context.
Look at him. Look at him. Horrible.
You know what I'm saying?
Horrible.
It matters.
Hey, but that was fun. Let's move on, man. Hopefully those Goon Squad guys get the worst of it in prison.
Examples.
All right. But moving right along, Michael Oher. Wow. He was really living in he was really blindsided for sure. Like, wow.
So
what'd you think about that, bro?
Let me ask you this. Did you ever see the movie?
Yeah, I did. I did too. Disney little cheesy
you like it?
Movie. I mean, it was a Disney movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't hate it, but I didn't. I don't know. I don't think it was a great
movie. Lied.
So
they lied, bro.
As this whole thing is coming out, so I'm of the opinion that he pretty much got fucked, man. Like, that's kind of how I view it. Like, he got
nobody to look out for him.
Nah, he didn't. And inevitably, I don't have an issue with him filing the suit. I think they should have just ran him his money. That way, none of this.
He ain't getting none of that money back.
He's probably gonna get something. The fact that
this
is a PR nothing. Man, this is a PR nightmare. They said, okay, so I don't know if you know, but currently his one of the kids works for UCF on UCF's football program. Another one of the kids.
What's his name? Dox him right now.
Another of the kids in the family works for the Memphis Grizzlies. Like, everybody has managed. So
successful.
Everybody's managed to catapult themselves off the strength of Michael Oher.
That money.
That movie.
Are you saying off of black bodies they have found success? And
so they've off of an exceptional black body, off of a elite black body, mediocre to no talent people have found success. That's what's kind of hilarious even more. Like, hey, these people they don't have any real talent. Even listening and kind of reviewing the articles this week about Michael Oher, come to just off the strength of the movie, he didn't have a learning disability. He was actually an exceptional student.
He had a bed.
Had no idea. Right. He was already playing football.
Exceptional athlete. Already before Sandra Bullock found him.
Yeah, before Sandra Bullock.
Shout out Sandra Bullock.
Do you think she should get back the Oscar?
No,
I don't think so.
It's still a movie.
Yeah,
she still won.
Yeah, it's just a movie role.
Who doesn't like Sandra Bullock?
I've never had a problem with her, and I don't think she should get back the Oscar because she's just an actor playing the role.
It's those people that lie.
Yeah, the writer of the book and the parents.
The parents had to dictate it to the writer.
Yeah,
they didn't adopt him.
No, it's a conservatorship.
Yeah, and off topic a little bit, but y'all had all that smoke for Britney Spears' daddy, And yeah, man, they
Nowhere.
had all that smoke,
And I ain't
and he
seen
really cared about her. These people don't care about Michael
Nah,
Oher.
not
They
at
was
all.
taking advantage of him.
Yeah, they're just trying to get some
Mhm.
bread. They
Right.
sent him. He to come to find out, man, he was such a good football player. He's a 5-star football player.
Mhm.
For those who don't know, if you're ranked 5 stars in the any American
You
high
damn near
school
guaranteed.
circuit, it pretty much guarantees you were projected to go to the National Football League.
That's your ticket.
You were projected to play at the professional level.
Mm.
And they only hand out so many of those in high school. But he had that rating, and he could have went to any college in the country and been a starter and went to the National Football League. And that family basically advised him
Right.
and influenced him to go to Ole Miss because they're Ole Miss alumni.
Mhm.
So
Boosters.
you know,
They finessed him the whole way, bro.
yeah, the whole way. So
It
and
is
it's the
truly
thing.
sad. It's spilled milk. They have legal standing. They finessed him.
They did.
He would have to paint a very beautiful story about how they were vicious people and the movie was a complete lie, and they knowingly finessed him. Like they lied knowingly. He's
So
gonna have to prove a lie, bro.
I don't.
Good luck.
What's crazy is, so I know you're saying he's gonna have to prove a lot,
Absolutely.
but what's crazy is, I don't think it's gonna be that hard. I don't
I
think
mean, it's his word, and his mom's word versus
right, but I don't think it's gonna be that difficult.
All right, we'll see what kind of witnesses he can
Apparently,
scrounge together.
the way they tried to write the movie contract too
Yeah.
with the royalties,
Mhm.
somehow several of the kids in that family are getting royalties off that movie,
Jeez.
right?
Yeah.
A movie that's not about them,
Yeah.
where
I
it's
don't
not
even
based on
remember the
them,
other kids.
right? It's
I
not
think he was picking up a girl at one point. He was like the Jolly Green Giant picking. I don't know, something weird.
not based like. I don't think it's gonna be that hard.
Hey.
I
Hey.
think it's a PR nightmare for that family
Right.
because
I hope so.
I know they said the mom has been doing like a bunch of
Charity type stuff.
charity public speaking
Mhm.
type of you know functions. I know they got enough money that they sit in courtside at the Memphis Grizzlies
Man,
games.
hey,
Okay,
get that money back, man. Get that money back. Get that man what he deserves.
Give that man
Alright.
give that man his bread and
Right.
just call it a day.
Right.
Like, and at the end of the day, man, Michael Oher got drafted in the National Football League because he's an exceptional football player, not because
Right.
of any type of connection to
Right.
that movie or anything.
And bro, I've already heard people saying, you know what? Because they believe the movie, right? So they're like, if he didn't meet them, he would be in the slum somewhere, or dead or in jail. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, shut up. I don't know that. I don't know. He was already exceptional. He was already a great student.
So people
He had a bed.
people kind of. And I agree. I kind of had this issue too. I don't like the whole white savior type.
I don't like that at all.
I don't,
Never. There ain't no white
I'm
saviors.
I'm not a fan of that.
That's not a real thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not a fan. Oh, he'd have been in the slump. Well, you know what, guys?
Chill out.
He still would have been good enough to play in the NFL.
Right.
Like,
Facts.
It doesn't change the fact that he's an elite, super elite athlete. It's not changing.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Exactly.
That family took him in not because they cared about a poor black kid.
They saw an opportunity.
They saw opportunity to have a super elite athlete play at their alma mater, and they took advantage of it.
Taco better check his contract. You know what I mean?
Hey, right.
Hey,
right.
Now on that note, we don't know. I don't normally go this long on Scrap Metal Media, so I need a break. All right. So we'll be right back after this. What I call it on non-commercial commercial break. All right.
Non-commercial commercial break.
Be right back. Group deserves that. But can you do that?
I think you can.
Right.
But Pimp ain't here no more, so that's why I say.
Yeah.
Whereas Andre and Big Boy are still here.
Right.
So Outkast is still Outkast.
All right. Yeah, you're right. Outkast is still Outkast. And then guys, what we're talking about coming off the break is I had somebody trying to argue that
we're here now.
Rick Ross, yeah, we're back. Trying to argue that Rick Ross was not top 10 in the South. Malarkey.
Which is crazy.
All right, Rick Ross is top 5, and at least in the South, in the history of the South, as far as rappers.
You can make an argument.
Yeah, top 5 easy.
But I think he's definitely top 10.
Easy.
I think we're gonna name 9 other Southern artists that have eclipsed.
Y'all can't do it. And if y'all want, I can make this a segment. I can actually take my time and really think. I'm a music guy. Don't get me started. Like Rick Ross is for sure top. And you can hate. People hate because of the Officer Ricky stuff.
Hey man, he survived all that.
Yeah,
the music cannot be denied.
I remember Knife Fight with Cool G. I remember what he did on that track. I remember what he did to 50 Cent. He made 50 Cent submit. Like 50 ain't gonna submit, but like he made what 50 was
As-
doing
as-
obsolete,
As
bro.
far as the
That's
music,
because of music.
the music is just
Y'all don't stop,
undeniable,
man.
man. The music is fire. Sorry.
Tried to say Rick Ross wasn't number. Man, you don't stop.
That is
Hey,
correct.
man,
That is
that's all.
correct.
That's all the energy I'll put towards that. But
Yeah.
I would actually love to. We got to do something music wise.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you back one of these days. I don't know, and we're gonna do like a top 10 or something like that for rappers or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
I just recently talked to somebody about somebody asked me what my personal top 5 was. And the answer I threw out, I'm like, I gotta go back and listen to it again. I'm like, I don't think I like the answer I threw out. Like, I was like, what's on that?
We gotta really get back on. Like, I haven't made a legitimate list in a while. The last list I made was for the Pull Counter podcast, which is my boxing show. But that was of the top 10 pound for pound boxers currently.
Right.
And that was still a workshop. I still gotta refine it, but I haven't made a music list in a while, bro. So I want to make that, but we'll touch on that another episode, another day.
Next time.
But let's get right back into where we left off. All right. We just finished off with the Michael Oher being taken advantage of. That's messed up. He was blindsided by that. Y'all
Pay that man his money.
Pay him his money. So moving right along, they hit your boy Trump with the R.I.C.O, man. How you feel about the man you voted for, bro? What you think? What do you think, Bruce?
Let me stand by. I did not vote for Donald Trump.
Oh, my bad.
In any election.
My bad. I'm a mistake.
Yeah.
I thought you said that.
No. Never have I ever voted for Donald Trump.
Never have I ever. Look, he's drinking right now. He's drinking.
In any election. But it's pretty bad, man.
The R.I.C.O. You think so?
You know what? It's ironic that Giuliani is caught up in it because he started the fucking.
It's like 19 other people, bro. It's like 19 other people. Yeah,
that is the most.
He did start the
ironic
R.I.C.O.
thing out of. I'm like, he started this whole R.I.C.O.
R.I.C.O.
only to be
wrapped up in it.
I think it's actually hilarious that both Donald Trump and Young Thug are being charged by the same prosecutor.
That's why I respect her, and I don't think anybody should be too mad at her. I think there was a lot of pressure from up high for her on her because they took so long putting this together, and the
you think it's
information is not that. Do I think it sticks?
Yeah.
No, Teflon. He's Teflon.
This is technically about.
You can't stick to
the
him.
allegations are mostly about trying to overturn the 2020 election.
No. Trying to attempt
to overturn.
Trying to attempt.
Yeah.
Like trying to try. Like it ain't because nobody moved on it.
Right.
Like it was a whole bunch of yapping. Like
a lot of talking.
It ain't gonna stick, bro. It's all political. I think it's trash. I don't like it, and I don't even care for Trump like that. I think he's hilarious. I think his Twitter is funny.
He's very entertaining, man.
But all this is doing, and the Democrats made this mistake before. Let me just say the establishment. They made this mistake before. You know what I think it is also?
What?
Donald Trump is a billionaire. He's been in these circles. He's had this clout for a very long time.
Right.
And his friends or cohorts, not even friends, they frenemies. The other billionaires like Bloomberg and people like that, they don't want him to win because it's too much bragging rights. It makes him better than them. They know they're going to hear it on these golf courses. And so I think they're coming together like Captain Planet, like, the Planeteers. Voltron to prevent him to get there. And they got me defending Trump. I never thought I'd be doing this. But I'm just saying, this seems so flawless. And I don't like it at all. I don't respect it. And the only thing they're doing is making him stronger. All right. They building him up. And like, bro, the shirts, the people that are going to put his mugshot when it comes on shirts and selling it on mugs and all this kind of stuff on flags, it's going to be astronomical.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is doing nothing but boosting him up, making him stronger.
It's going to boost up that merch game.
Oh, bro, this is crazy. And it's unfortunate. He'll be able to, if they can keep him in a jail cell, if there's a jail cell big enough for him, he's going to be able to possibly win the presidency from a jail cell, bro.
Will that make him the most infamous president
absolutely
in all of American history?
Winning from a jail cell?
Yeah. That's to me that's like some
yes.
To me that's like some top 5 villain shit.
Top 2 and not 2. You know what I'm saying? But look, they're seriously though, they're saying that because I remember the phone call. He made a phone call to a Georgia election official, and he was, and I think, did he make it to the governor as well?
Wait a minute. So, quick question.
What's up?
So his R.I.C.O charges aren't tied to him moving all these documents down in
No.
Okay, so that's separate.
That's another
That's a
indictment.
separate. Yeah, that's a
That's
separate.
another indictment.
All right, so
For
that's
the
a
same
separate.
thing.
Separate.
Like, you kidding me,
This man just ragging up.
bro?
He ragging
I'm
up
telling you,
charges.
they're trying to hurt him.
He racking up charges like awards, bro.
They want to hurt him because
He
this costs money and
he
time.
racking up charges like LeBron does stats.
Right,
Hey.
and he's still gonna possibly. I think he has the best chance to win the election right now.
My man Trump going for a triple double.
Facts, fat quadruple double. And honestly, I already told y'all before on the previous episode, I'm not giving Biden my vote unless we get student loan debt forgiveness or he makes a plan that's more comprehensive to cover more of the heart of America, which is middle class America.
All about student loan forgiveness.
Right, he's making like these precise plans for like people with like peg legs and like wheelchairs, but legs that work. I don't know what he's doing, like all these weird
legs that work.
Weird plans that he's putting together. But I'm a middle America person. All right. My wife has a lot of student loans, like most people.
Right.
And we need something for that.
Yeah.
And it's not entitlement. It's what we deserve as Americans. All right. It ain't like, oh yeah, go just get a job. No. We're Americans and we deserve it.
And we can afford it.
We can afford it. Lesser countries.
We can more than afford it.
They gave it to Ukraine.
We're not going to go broke.
Nah.
We're not going to miss it. It's not going to be felt in any real way.
Not at all.
Yeah, you're right. We just gave it away to like Ukraine, which
yeah. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
All right, but free Trump. I mean, man, that man is gonna be fine, and it's gonna be hilarious when he's in the White House and they realize again, like they did before, they helped him. All this free press, they helped that man. They boosted him because people see this is BS. Because it's BS. He ain't even get to shoot somebody on Fifth Ave yet. He made a phone call like, hey, can you find this for me? Because might I add, I can't believe they got me defending Trump, but because around that time, and you remember it, they were saying that a lot of ballots were going missing.
Yeah.
So there were rumors or theories that people were stealing ballots.
Yeah, that's what
the
argument was. Right. The voter fraud.
Right. And they had people on video.
Missing votes.
Bruh.
Yeah.
So, and you remember how divisive the country was at that time.
I think we still divisive now.
Exactly. I know. Yeah, I know. But the call was, hey, find these. Can you wink, wink? Yeah. Of course, he probably was insinuating something, but jail? Prison? Come on, man.
People are going for less,
Come on.
People are going for less.
I don't know. This is really less. This is the less of the less. I don't know. This is the least. I don't know, man. But hey, we're gonna keep up with it, obviously, like y'all. Yeah. And
we'll be watching.
I'm intrigued. Yeah, we'll be watching. All right.
It'll be entertaining.
Right. But now that we talk about the political sphere, what do you think about all these Republican candidates and the lack of Democratic candidates to challenge Joseph R. Biden?
So the lack of Democratic candidates.
Bro, Biden's the only legit candidate. Like, why isn't Buttigieg running? Why isn't my favorite Kamala Harris running?
It may be one of those. Well, obviously she wants to be reelected as a VP. That would be my thought.
Man, she better run as president and bring her real self out. I miss the real you, Kamala.
Do you feel like that,
Madam
Vice
President?
Think that'd be a losing battle?
I like old Kamala Harris, bro. I don't like this new muted Kamala Harris.
It's great that that's what you like, but do you think that's a winning battle
against Sleepy Joe?
Yeah. Do you think
I never seriously called him Sleepy Joe before? Shout out to the president.
Do you think that would go in her favor?
I think having more options in that powerful,
ladies and gentlemen, that's a no.
Bro, I don't like what they did to her, bro. She remember when she did the speech in the all white after she won the VP? Remember that moment? Bro, she could have had the world right there in that moment. But they muted her, bro. They sent her to Africa to sell LGBTQ.
The company don't want that right now, man. The company like, hey, we have a goal.
I'm not a fan of the
what your goal is. Hey, you may want to win the scoring title. That may be what you want to do. But you know what? We need to win 60 games this year and go to the playoffs.
Matter of fact, take this sixth man and be happy. Go sit down.
Take the 6th man award over here.
Man, unfortunately. I hope next year at least she comes out of that closet that they sitting her in. And she decides to run. She throws her hat in the race because I want to see that, bro. Like nobody's gonna go against Biden in the primary.
I think the Democratic Party is one of the few times I think we'll really see this is following the company line.
This is horrible,
and everybody's just following the line.
This is horrible.
I think that's really what it is.
They should be investigating this. Donna Brazile.
I mean,
wrote that book,
look,
bro.
man. I feel like Republican Party they vote that way all the time.
No, where they don't. There's like 19 people going against.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying as far as like running, but I'm just saying when it comes to like being this whole we need to be bipartisan and nah. I feel like that side of the tracks,
Yeah, you're
when
right.
it comes to pushing some type of legislation through,
Yeah.
or it comes to us, we have to get behind
Right.
one person to get
Yeah.
get this process started. They tend to fall in line with that.
Bro,
Whereas the
my
Democratic
bad.
Party is more so, hey, we want to
Yeah. You know
kumbaya
what?
and
I
try and
forgot.
bring everyone
The
together.
Democrats
And
are the ones that pretend to be the weak
yeah, like
class. Yeah, I
I
get
mean,
it.
so I'm kind of like,
You're
oh,
right.
this is different. I
Right.
don't normally see you guys do this. So I think that's probably what's going on. I think the party is saying, hey, we're gonna get behind Joe, and we're gonna have him lead us, and everybody's gonna fall in line with it.
Joe Biden is actually the weakest candidate right now, and it's ironic because nobody has stepped up except for Marianne Williamson and I believe RFK. But y'all know how I feel about him. I believe allegedly that he is a sleeper agent. Y'all heard 14. Listen to the 1488 Sons of the Confederacy episode. Yeah, I don't feel like going into that right now. But that is the political sphere in a nutshell right now. It's so early. It's about a year
Very,
and a half
yeah.
away or something like that. So I can't wait to get. I love this stuff. I'm a history guy, so I love all of this. You can't escape politics when you're talking about history. You can't at all. So I love it all, and I can't wait.
You feel like this would be the. I feel like we say this every 4 years. This election's the most important election. Is this election, this upcoming election?
I ain't
the
saying
most
that at
important?
all. If Trump wins, I'm not. What I don't care. If Trump wins, that means we're not going to war. If Biden wins, there's a good chance.
Regardless of who wins, man, I ain't never trying to go to war. But
I like Cornel West right now.
Like you tell me whenever
What's up?
like you tell me all the time, your local officials.
Absolutely, super important.
That's going to be the most important, election process for you in general, because that's got the most impact on you in your day-to-day life.
Yeah,
anyway.
people keep failing and disappointing me during election cycles, man. I remember the year where we were able to vote to open up our primaries to all parties, like open, like damn near ranked choice, and y'all failed.
Yep.
By a few percentage points at that.
Crazy.
Now we got to wait another 10 years. I think we got like 6 more years or something, or
something like that.
7 more years left now.
Hey, man,
y'all failed.
I love being at home, able to fill out my ballot early, stick it in the mail.
This year, I'm
not
gonna
have to worry about waiting in line.
I do the same, but I don't like to mail it. I like to go in physically
and drop
and
it.
I'm gonna do something this year. And drop it. And no, I don't drop it. I actually I do my ballot and then I go in. I do the sample, and then I go in and use it as a sheet to knock mine out in less than 30 seconds and walk out. People looking at me like, oh, But this year I'm gonna help y'all out. I'm gonna fill out my sample and I'm posting on my social media.
Oh wow!
I'll probably talk about it on the pod.
Okay.
But that's what I'll do. I don't think it's illegal. I haven't seen anything that says it's illegal. If I get thrown in jail,
I don't think I've ever. I'll come bail you out. I don't think I've ever seen anything that says you can't do it. But you know what? This is what we'll do when a sample comes. We'll read the fine print.
Right.
It may say something on there. Hey, you can't post this online.
Bro, I take hours studying the names on the ballot, the provisions, the bills, the judges, all that. I take my time.
So he does research.
I do my research and I fill that out. Yeah, I take my time. All right. But hold on, go ahead. You taking a bathroom break. But yeah, like I said, I take my time filling that out. And what I'll do for y'all this year is I'll make sure that I post it. For those out there that don't know anything, Nathan, about politics, I'll go ahead and post that for y'all, all right?
My girl bust out laughing because some shit you said on the episode.
What'd I say, man? What'd I say? What I do now?
You do that, where my bad, how do you know you record? we're talking about Keke's her baby daddy is like Keke Palmer is like, hey, he's Usher and you're you. You gotta understand, man. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, he's Usher, you're not. This is how this goes.
Damn, yeah, I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah.
All right. But we are back from the scheduled bathroom break. We're finishing up though, I promise. I should have knew this was gonna be a very long Scrap Metal Media, bro. I don't know what I was thinking. We did a 3-hour episode that y'all showed me.
Yeah,
I should have knew
absolutely,
better. Bro. I told my wife, yeah, babe, yeah, it's just gonna be 45 minutes. Yeah, right. We about an hour. Jesus.
Hour some change.
Jesus Christ.
Hour some change.
All right. So like I said, moving on from politics, we'll go right into your boy Wayne Brady. What's up with that man? He's 51 years old now, coming out as whatever he came out as. What you think about that, bro?
what did he say? Pansexual?
A pan, a bowl. I don't know what the hell.
So I like Wayne Brady.
You do.
Yeah, so I like Wayne Brady in the sense that I think he's kind of funny.
Hold on. You think Wayne Brady's funny?
Yeah, like he's like dad joke funny. He's not like
He goes down as having one of the worst episodes on the Chappelle Show. Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke up?
You don't think that episode is funny?
Nah, that's when the Chappelle Show started going downhill to me.
I thought I like Wayne Brady's episode, man, on
Mm.
Chappelle Show. That I don't know. I don't have a problem. I think this is kind of weird, but
He's 51 years old, by the way.
you know, look, I'm here to tell you, man. I don't know what the fuck pansexual. I don't know.
Well,
what that means.
pansexual is somebody who's attracted to everything, who has the potential to be attracted to everything.
To me, that's just a fancier way of saying you might be gay or bisexual. But okay.
Somebody made a good point. One of my OGs said that he probably went on vacation with the wrong person. Somebody got him, man. They finessed him.
That's pretty funny.
He's like, is Wayne Brady gonna have to say?
He got turned out. Is that what they said?
Got turned out, turned in, rolled over. I don't know what the hell, but hey, man,
it doesn't change. It doesn't change the way I view Wayne Brady.
Listen, he can do what he wants. He's a grown. He's 51 years old. I just find it weird. I'm allowed to find it weird, right?
Yeah.
That he felt that we cared. And two,
but you know what? Maybe he was trying to garner support for other people that feel that way. Maybe it's one of those things.
Yeah, right. This is 2023. This is 2023, and Wayne Brady did nothing to help the LGBTQ struggle in the world or in his town, in his city, on his social media, wherever they may lie. He did nothing to help. He ain't do nothing, bro. He just, to me, it honestly feels like somebody wants their career to come back.
Maybe. If his career has his career been lost? I don't know what he's been doing, but wasn't he like hosting
Wayne Brady?
Not Family Feud, but one of those other
Wayne Brady.
Wasn't he hosting like one of those other morning?
I forgot all about Wayne Brady.
Not like a talk show, but like a Family Feud type show or something like that.
I don't know. Steve Harvey's doing a great job at that show. I mean, leave it at that. Shout out Steve Harvey. But again, I just find it strange that a 51-year-old decided to do that, and it's just strange. You can do that, obviously, but it's just strange you felt to announce it, and it just feels like a career play, bro. Like the same person that grabbed Terry Crews' balls must have. That's who we went on vacation with.
Terry Crews?
Nah, the guy who grabbed Terry Crews' balls. You remember?
Was that Weinstein? No, I'm sorry.
Weinstein. Might as well be. Might as well be. This might have been Weinstein.
Hey man, they say Hollywood a crazy place, man.
No,
but I like Wayne Brady, man.
It's Satan's living room.
I don't have a problem with Wayne Brady. This doesn't change how I felt.
I think he's a weirdo now.
About Wayne Brady.
I think he's a weirdo now, not because he's bisexual, because that's pretty much what pansexual is.
You didn't think he was kind of weird before, though?
I thought he was always corny. I didn't.
All right, let me not say weird. He comes off corny, but I like him as corny though. He fits like dad.
I've never been a fan.
He's like dad humor corny to me. He's not like
my dad humor. My dad humor is funny.
Nah, he's like dad humor down the street. Funny. Like he's not your neighbor,
in
but
Cornsville, Nebraska.
But he lives in the neighborhood, and you know him, and you pass by him, and you wave, and sometimes he tells a joke, and it's like, all right, you laugh and keep it moving.
Corny guy here.
Yeah, like
man, if Wayne Brady don't get it, go sit down somewhere.
You know what he's like? He's like a
not funny guy, right?
Not hee-haw funny. Mm-hmm. Like fake laugh funny.
I don't fake laugh. I don't like fake laughing, dog.
He's like
funny.
He's like he's like your office coworker funny.
The guy that's annoying that won't stop talking to you, right?
Yeah, but like you gotta pass his office, and you know you're gonna get the conversation.
Man.
So you gotta eat them 5-10 minutes and hear his joke.
See, I'm glad I don't work corporate jobs. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like I'm the person that'll let you know that I'm annoyed right now. I just can't hide it.
Somebody out there can relate.
I bet they can. Not me.
Y'all know.
Hey, but shout out to that weirdo. Feeling we needed to know about this. Nobody cares.
Still like Wayne Brady.
Nobody cares.
Odd information, but still like him.
I think he must have saw how important or how much success, I should say, Dwayne Wade has gotten from joining the LGBTQ community.
Representation matters.
But yeah. Dwayne Wade already got the job that Wayne Brady probably failed to get.
Shout out to D Wade, man. He just got inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Salute to him, man. But Wayne Brady, chill out, man. Chill out. All right, so moving right along, we're near the end, bro. I talked about Tyler Perry the possibility of him purchasing the. No, I ain't gonna front. At the time, I thought he purchased it because that's what was going
I
around,
knew
and I
it,
fell for it.
it made it sound like he was in the
I thought he
process
got it.
of
That's what it. That's what it was.
yeah, that's what the story was. And was it
Right.
Paramount?
Paramount. Yeah.
Paramount halted the
Well, he lowballed them on
no,
purpose
it was
because the
what
deal was trash.
yeah, but it was what two I think him and Diddy and someone else
Byron Allen.
yeah,
Byron Allen.
it was
Yeah.
all for what 2 billion,
Yeah, 2 point something.
2 point something,
Yeah.
and Paramount wanted somewhere
More. They
around the
wanted over 3 or something
3,
like that. Yeah.
and
It wasn't
because
worth that.
it's yeah, it wasn't, it garnered so much attention.
Mhm.
Paramount now turned it around and said, you know what, we'd rather keep
Yeah.
BET. But
I mean, my
not
thing, watching BET,
so,
bro.
yeah, I'm not watching BET either. Like I was actually gonna try and that kind of gave me a little bit of
If he
motivation.
bought it, right?
Yeah, to go
Mhm.
back and really. Nah, but now that I know, I'm like, nah, there's no reason to support that. How can we claim to be black entertainment television and you're not even black owned? Like,
Yeah, the name. Yeah, I need to change the name.
yeah,
Change
like,
that name,
change the
bro.
name.
I don't care. I don't watch BET as
I don't,
is.
I don't either.
The last time I watched BET was when they were doing like a Martin like rerun or something,
like
marathon or something like that. But
Passing
I can't.
time.
Yeah, I can't use my. And I only did that because I can't use my DVDs anymore. But now I have Max,
Shit, man.
so I can watch Martin whenever I
Last
want.
time I watched
Martin.
BET was probably when they were doing the New Edition movie.
Oh, I never saw that.
It was actually pretty
Didn't
good.
join that.
I would tell you check
But
it out.
hey,
It's entertaining.
Paramount, y'all took a loss, man. Again,
Yeah, that's it.
they're like the lowest streaming service. Like
they probably should have sold that. I'm here to tell you, Paramount. Black people ain't coming back to watch
y'all
that
should have
network.
took the money.
Yeah, you should have took the money.
But hey, y'all lost.
I don't see it.
But hey, man, I thought it fitting to finish up this episode, or not even the episode, but just this segment. All right, Scrap Metal Media. By going full circle, which ironically was the name of the episode that that's what y'all called the episode that when I came on y'all show
a couple weeks ago.
So we're gonna come full circle and talk about the Usher and Keke video. How did you feel about that, bro? Like
he is Usher.
They are petty as hell, bro.
Very much so.
Petty as hell.
So
what's up?
It's just kind of wild how we've gotten here. Where it went from the social media post that he made to her being in Usher's video now.
Wow.
And
they're probably just friends, obviously, but the man obviously, come on, like he's gonna be insecure, feel a kind of way.
Because as you so famously put, he is Usher. You are you.
It is what it is,
it's like,
bro.
We don't make the rules, man. It's just
if you can't beat him up, it's like, and her dude looks very like gentle.
I think he could. No, I think he could beat. He probably can beat Usher up.
How you know? He's a fighter or something? He's a professional fighter.
He looks significantly bigger than Usher. Like
I don't know how big Usher is.
Like Usher's not a big guy.
Was he like 5'6"?
He might be like 5'8".
Her dude's 6 something.
Yeah, he look like he big.
But he look like a nerd. Can he fight?
He might be a nerd.
He
bro.
don't look like the guy that can fight.
I'm not saying he look like a fighter, but I'm just saying he looks significantly bigger than Usher.
Okay.
So I get the feeling like Usher ain't finna bully him. Usher security is probably gonna bully him.
Something tells me maybe the tweet.
I don't know if Usher got hands either.
No, but I'm saying something. Usher moving around like he got hands, dog.
He might have hands.
Making videos with the girl.
I'm not here to tell you.
He must have hands.
I'm not here to tell you. Usher may be a 15-year boxing veteran on the low that I don't know about. He might train every summer, have hands of steel,
bro.
I don't know. I'm just saying from the optics of seeing Keke's dude and looking at Usher.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Keke's dude
because I done seen short people get whooped by. Tall people get whooped by.
Absolutely, but Usher don't look. I don't look at Usher and look at him and say like, "Oh, Usher's short."
Usher. Oh, okay.
Like he look. I just look at him. And I'm like, this dude look bigger than Usher, and he's probably more offended right now than Usher is in the situation.
Okay.
So if they were to scrap, I get the feeling he would be more desperate for the win.
Right. look, man. This is low key sad for him. Feel bad for the poor guy because he literally lost his girl in real time. And you know what? He might have already been losing her because she did go to that show dressed like that.
Yep.
That's not a loyal. You've seen how Savannah was dressed. You've seen how Russell Westbrook's wife was dressed.
Yep. I agree with you.
Those aren't women that are leaving their men.
Back to the episode. You was like, we got into a fight. That's they caught you cheating. That's whatever was going on.
Right.
Kickstarted that.
She was gone.
I hope it ends the way you want. Because look, man, I'm never encouraging parents to be single parents. Because that's just a harder job.
Nope. I think she is you know, and maybe that household was trash. Maybe he's a
Yeah.
terrible dude.
They might
Maybe
have already been
he seems like
fractured.
a gentle dude. Again, judging from the tweet, like he got to be soft as hell.
I
Like
mean, the comments weren't like his comment wasn't that off the
you're a
wall.
mother. It's just
Yeah.
weird. Like I wouldn't tweet that, but my
No, I
wife ain't
wouldn't tweet
stepping
it.
out like that. She got
But
more
yeah,
respect for
yeah,
me.
yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, way more respect for
Gotta
me
have
too.
more respect. But again, one thing I kept getting confused about was whether they were married or not. I don't even think they're married. This is
No,
just
no, bro. I
her
think
baby daddy, and I'm
yeah,
not even
it's just,
sure if it was her boyfriend at the time.
you know, when I hear baby father, I kind of assume that
Boyfriend, but
yeah,
we know that's not true.
yeah, I know it's not,
Right, right,
but
right.
like that's my general assumption.
Mm-hmm.
My assumption is at some point it was like at some point that was your boyfriend.
Okay,
At some point y'all were together. You
absolutely.
know what I mean?
I would hope so. She
That's
just letting random just
hey man, it's wild. It's
sperm
wild
donors.
time. It was wild time,
I
bro.
don't know.
Some
And I
women,
think she's a weird chick. I think she just
some
smiles a
women
lot.
are that.
People are fooled by the smile. They think people are normal or not dealing with things.
Uh-huh.
We seen her cry too much on the internet to, be for her to be
Yeah,
just a
she's
well-adjusted person.
she's had her issues from what
Right.
I've heard,
But hey,
like in the past. But you know, she's hot right now. So
she's killing it right
right now,
Well, killing it is a strong word. She's
she's
in the
back.
news every week.
Yeah, she's
Right
back right
now.
now. She's hot. She's hot. She's hot right now. She got the juice. I don't know if it's sauce, but she got the juice.
Surgery is a mug. Salute to her though. But back to the video. What did you think about the actual video?
It's corny.
It is super corny.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm just
It's corny.
somebody out there likes it.
It's
I
corny.
guess I didn't like it at all.
It's corny.
But what do I know? I'm just a man, right? I'm just a stupid man.
It's corny, but people loved it more so for the headline and shock value. That's why we gravitate.
That's why
That's why it's a story.
That's why 90% of people on the planet that saw it.
Yeah, like it's not because the song is great and
This
we're
is
like
messy.
yeah, that's why.
It's messy.
It's what do women
messy.
call it? Tea.
I guess T, whatever they want to call it. Whatever the women in Wayne Brady call it. We'll leave it at that.
But in other news, Usher extended the residency
Really?
to I think December, I believe.
I didn't know.
Yeah, in Vegas. Yeah,
I'm sure that's a great show, man.
I'm sure it is too.
Salute to Usher. He's moving like he got real good hands out here.
Minority owner of the Cavs, man.
Hey,
Shout out
man.
to you, Usher.
He moving like he's Blade or Black Panther, T'Challa, Terrence Crawford. He's moving like he has the hands of Black Brawley.
He's scared
like,
of none of y'all.
Moving like he Kimbo Slice reincarnated. I don't know what. Like he ain't scared of no. He just didn't they say he fought Chris Brown or something not too long ago? Like he's just beating up everybody. Like Usher, man.
I don't know if he fought Chris.
You heard the rumor though, right?
I feel like
we believe rumors over
here.
We believe rumors over here.
I don't know if it's actually true, but I know at one point he had some beef with The Weeknd.
Oh my gosh, no, somebody is soft. The Weeknd got to be him, man.
Hey man, I would watch it.
Come on, that's bullying.
I'll still see it.
Usher's bullying.
I still watch it, man.
Man, you don't stop, man. Hey, tell the people where they can find you, bro. This has been fun.
You guys can find me. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
My hashtag is Mike MIC _ 7 SE the number 7 EN. That's where you can find me. Valley
y'all
G,
people trying to be creative.
Man. Yeah, man, gotta be. Believe it or not, I've run
no V.
I've run with that handle for I want to say at least like the past like 7 years.
Bro, okay, so you're the reason why black is spelled 6 lack. Yeah, you.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
The wave.
Hey, man.
I started a movement.
Right.
But yeah, man, you can find me there and also find me on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, iTunes,
everywhere.
Apple Podcasts. Yeah, you find pretty much everywhere, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's The Session podcast, 2 G's in a pod with a side of queso. Yeah, man, we drop bi-monthly.
Right, bi-monthly. That's
bi-monthly, at least twice a month, man.
Hey, this has been really fun.
Absolutely,
salute. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
And for those that really enjoyed this is something I'm gonna try to do every so often. Every few Scrap Metal Medias, I want to bring somebody in. And I think I already got the next person I'm bringing in. We couldn't really link like I thought we were going to link on this episode. But you know who you are. She knows who she is. And yeah, I'm going to bring in some contributors, man, and just have fun with the Scrap Metal Media segment because I think it's built like that. It's very different having a monologue with the current events versus having just conversation.
Yeah.
It's more fun. And as y'all see, it takes forever, man. We've been talking for a very long time, bro. This is crazy.
We broke an hour.
This is ridiculous. All right, but I hope y'all like it. All right, that's it for Scrap Metal Media.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, let's go right to bit by bit. Peace.
Peace.
BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, and Fidelity. 26.5 trillion combined in asset management, doing everything from issuing ETFs, mutual funds, providing institutional investors with fiduciary services, and risk management solutions. Yes, these are some of the companies that most of us know, name recognition-wise at least, and some of us may even be invested through a few of these entities by way of our workplaces or investment platforms. Yes, they are what they say they are, on paper at least. The part that's not said is what I contend holds more weight in our society. Now, by way of subsidiaries and affiliates, these four companies and others like them exercise an almost unmatched control over our quote-unquote democracy. Yes, at times these realities can feel endlessly bleak, but y'all already know I do not like to bring up issues without proposing possible solutions. Now, I won't use specific names for this example since things can change so rapidly in our environment, but say said companies 1 through 4 spend a lot of energy studying human behavior like lab mice in an effort to ultimately make more money. Do y'all like that? Do you all like that? Because I know I don't. All these companies have competitors. Some of those competitors near the top, and some of those towards the bottom of the food chain. All with different ideologies and a history showcasing to you what truly matters when judging a company or person for that matter. Actions. In our society, I've come to realize that the only thing that matters now is not nice, sweet, well-crafted language by a publicist, speechwriter, or ChatGPT. It's actions. I've learned to be critical of all the companies that I think I love the most. Shoot, I think I do that in all my relationships, actually. Friends and everything. A little off topic, but I remember taking a second look at friends and realizing, some friends I'll say, that these said friends, we only became friends because initially they might have liked a sister of mine or a cousin or something like that and just kind of wanted to be in the safe zone. I always thought that was funny, but I digress. Back to the topic at hand. Regardless of how you feel about these types of companies, the truth remains that they do control aspects of our lives. They also control other companies. How, you might ask? Well, there's something called ESG. This is an acronym that stands for environmental, social, and governance. Companies are usually given either a numerical or alphabetical score, which is used as a metric to measure the efforts taken by certain companies to align themselves with environmental, social, and governing factors or standards in our world. So pretty much this is just a measure of any company's ability to keep everybody in this ever-changing society happy. Now, environmental issues, social issues, or even issues with any local or foreign government can have tons of impacts on investors' dollars. It can cost everything. With this score, perspectives can ensure that the company they are thinking about investing in will do and say anything to protect the bag, their investment. Sounds innocent enough until you realize that this means that they put money over people. The ESG rating system for the past 20 years has become a company's social credit score, and they will do and say anything to keep it in the positive. If next year their elaborate systems deem it necessary for families to have less children because that means more disposable income to spend with said companies, then let the schemes begin. The slow process of brainwashing young kids and adults alike to serve the overall gains of investors will be all that matters to them. They'll use politicians, pundits, movies, music, and any other means to reach the goals at hand by manipulating people. Y'all, this really just sounds like some low-key villainous behavior to me. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a barber. Just podcasting here. I just thought y'all find it interesting. Water meet horse. Let's get the bet by bit. This ain't just a prediction. This is bet by bit. The bet by bit prediction of the day is the covert control that American corporations and multinational entities have over our democratic process will come to an end. There's just too much information to sift through now at our disposal, be it wrong or right. Sometimes the lights that the attention brings is enough to force insatiably greedy people to move on and find other shell games. I believe I said in older episodes that countries like Saudi and China will continue to purchase our nation bit by bit. I stand by it. I think the greedies' love for money is stronger than the grip they have on power in this investment we call the US of A. Say it ain't so. That's all I got for the time capsule today, y'all. Peace. And we are just universes crashing. Just do your best to leave a mark. Also, subscribe, comment, and leave 5 stars. This is Wendy, signing off. Dear future robots, peace.